Oh, no, you get it. That's Michelle. Michelle, this is Tanner. He's from Allegiant Vet.
Hey Tanner, how's it going?
Good, Michelle. How are you?
Good, good.
Cool. So, like I said, she'll just be she's my assistant. She'll be on this call, just taking some notes. As you know from Allegiant, we like to make sure that we are working with the best qualified. I'm pretty transparent, man. I keep it pretty honest. If it doesn't seem like it's a good fit, then I don't waste a lot of time. But
Mhm.
if we are a good fit, I mean, we'll figure out how to do business. I do remember you. You spoke highly of the Vegas market. I got some hitters that are heavy out there, make a lot of money in Vegas. So obviously, it would be great. Is that where you're going to be moving? Are you going from Texas to Vegas or Vegas to Texas?
Well, I just came from Texas to Vegas, but we'll be here for about another 2 years, and then we're heading back to Texas once she can retire.
Okay, okay, awesome. What part of Texas?
Dallas Fort Worth area, like right outside of Plano.
Yeah, that's a great market, right? Any big city is always going to be a great market. There's just too many people, right? I think
Yeah,
Dallas
oh,
has
for sure.
millions of people, millions. Like, I recently moved and relocated to a big city. I mean, there's 500, 600,000. I think here in Tampa. I don't know. I have to look it up. I know that's where it was at, where I came from when I was looking,
Yeah,
but Dallas is in the millions, bro. So business
yeah,
is
it's like 7 million or something in that metroplex, and it's one of the fastest growing. I think the population growth rate there is double the national average.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, like any type of business model that you have, you're going to be successful. All you usually need, bro, is obviously you need to get into the game, right? You need some proper guidance, structure, some mentorship on doing things and assets. When you have assets, they don't, it's rare that assets sit, right? You can always have a client and a customer, and that's for any business.
Yeah,
So with you going, I mean, obviously Vegas, Dallas, wherever you're at, you're gonna win, right? Um, so Michelle will be taking some notes. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, right? The way it's gonna work, right? I'm gonna ask about your family situation. So I'm gonna ask about your family, right? Your debt, your credit, what your income is currently, job. I'm already knowing that you're separating from the military, right? So I'm gonna ask when you're retiring and like when are you officially not getting a bag, when you're not getting paid from the military anymore, and things like that. And then we'll assess after that, and I'll go into exactly how we can help you. Um, First off, salute to you. I appreciate you for booking this call, this one-on-one. That puts you up there with the one percenters, right? A lot of people hear things, see things, and then they don't take advantage of those things because of the fear of the unknown. Um,
sure.
the fact that you did book this call and you're like, man, this might be something that can work. I salute you for that. A lot of people don't do that. They don't. They're just not a lot of action takers these days, and that's why I like working with the Legion. I like working with you veterans, right? Um, tell me about your family situation. You already mentioned that you did have a wife. Do you have kids and things?
Yeah, I've got two kids that are grown and out of the house, and then my wife has two kids that are 10 and 12. That obviously that's kind of our family unit right now is my wife and her two kids.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's still active duty Air Force, so we'll be in Vegas for about another 2 years, and then she plans on retiring the second she literally can. So,
Okay, perfect.
yeah.
So, wife, two kids. Obviously military going on. As soon as she's ready to retire, she's up out of there. I get it. What's your current experience credit score as of right now?
I checked it yesterday. It was 820.
820. That's perfect. That means you're in a good position to have something streamlined, right? Quicker progress. We like to provide results, and we like to provide results as quick as possible. If we provide quick results, there's no buyer's remorse for anybody, right? So
Yeah.
it's one of our main objectives and goals. Everybody needs optimization. It doesn't matter where you're at on the credit. Everybody needs some sort of optimization, whether it comes from the personal, like the information, like your addresses, multiple addresses. I'm pretty sure you're military. You probably got 3 or 4 addresses on there. When a lender looks at that, they're not going to give you money, right? There might be an inquiry on there or something like that that's old, or some old stuff that's on there. We clean the whole thing up, right? So 820 is solid though. That tells me that you're responsible, and you take care of business. How much monthly income are you guys pulling in as a household as of right now?
Oh, geez.
And you can estimate. It don't have to be spot on.
I would say, I mean, after taxes, probably, I mean, lowballing 200.
Okay, a month. I'm speaking a month.
Oh,
So
a month. My
it's
bad.
200 a month. It's about 12.
Probably no. I mean, after taxes, I bring in about nine, and I would imagine she's I mean, she'd have to bring in at least 7 after taxes, so that's 15. Yeah.
So about 15K a month, which is obviously good, and it shows your credit score shows the fact that you are responsible with your money, you make the right decisions, and you're going to be a successful business owner, which is obviously clients that we like to work with, right? So you did mention the job situation. So when do you guys separate again? When is the retire? 2 years for her.
Yeah.
And you're retiring. When's like the date? Like, hey, this is the day that first and the 15th isn't coming anymore. Or
Yeah.
if it comes once a month with disability and retirement, regardless, there's a change that's going to happen in
Yeah.
income. In a
Yeah.
perfect world, it might not, but what date is that?
Oh, it will. It'll change 1 May. May is my first month out.
Okay, May is the first month out. So you coming now is obviously awesome. So because that shows that you're ahead of the game, right? You're trying to be proactive and not. No one wants to wait until that time to be like, oh, now I want to do it. And those people are never successful, right? So you're a great planner. I love it. If you had to, round up your debt on a debt calculator, right? I only want major debt, real estate, vehicles, and credit cards. I don't care about home furniture loans or any type of, Klarnas or Affirms, anything like that. I want your major hitters, which are real estate, vehicles, and credit card. What's that total debt looking like? I'm not.
I mean, I have a car. I bet there's probably 26 grand on it. And my wife just got a car like, I don't know, 6 months ago. It's probably got 31, 32, and then that's it. We don't have a house or anything.
Okay, so 20, 30, about 60K, and you guys don't have any credit cards with um available limits on there. Like, what are your available limits on the
Oh,
car?
I've got a ton of credit cards. I don't use any of them. I don't have any. I guess if you at any given point, I might have 2 or 3 or 4,000 on a credit card, but I pay it off every couple of weeks. Like I don't carry a balance monthly. I don't pay interest. I don't. She doesn't have any credit card debt. I've got her listed. Her credit report will show that she's got a few credit cards because I added her as an authorized user on mine because she had zero credit. She didn't have bad credit, but because of her lack of credit, she was in the 600s. And so I put her on a few credit cards. I brought her up to like 750. Mine, I've probably got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 or 7 credit cards. I mean, but I
Okay.
don't, like I said, I don't carry a balance on any of them.
Well, that's good. The fact that you have them is what we're more concerned about. The fact that you already have standings with banks, because
Yeah.
our lenders and our teams, they usually kind of compare what you have already, and they can give you those limits guaranteed. But if you're in a better position, like after optimization, they can 3 times that limit. So say you got a 10K credit card from Amex, our lender over here, our partner we'll get that up to 30K because we can 3 times your limit, just because of the affiliations and the networks that we have within the banking systems that
Yeah.
actually
I
help
know
us.
this, I know Credit Karma is not king or by any means, but just from the open accounts on Credit Karma, I have a $141,000 limit there based off all the cards.
Okay, beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted to know. So that's what I meant. A lot of people think debt like as what you owe. I'm not worried about what you owe. That's totally fine. A lender wants to see what have you owned before. Have you ever? Can I give you this $500,000 house because you've owned and handled properly a $500,000 home?
Right.
Cars. Have you had $100,000 car? Can you handle if I give you this, Z06 Corvette? That's what I was more on the lines of. I don't. Your monthly payment is going to be your monthly payments. It's just what can my lenders do, right? So I mean, you do check the dots there. So obviously you do have those notes there, Michelle. If you could put a 250K circle that'll be the funding goal there. Judging by what you said, obviously I can kind of hone that in. These notes are going to be for us and what we use and keep on track for our clients and things like that. But you check all the dots, man. You're a qualified candidate, right? Your debt is awesome. It's not bad debt, it's good debt, right? So your debt is good, your credit score is solid. You make the monthly income, so I know that you can run a successful business. And if you come into situations or issues, you're not going to be a one that's like, damn, I'm check to check complaining. Everybody knows business, right? there's going to be ups and downs. Every business experiences. People go to Walmart and steal from Walmart every day. Walmart doesn't close the doors and say, "Hey, we're closing down business." No, they just monetize, optimize their business to be better. So that's what you'll have to do as a business owner. These are the realistic things that I'm telling you because those are the things that may occur, right?
Right.
So your income is good. Job situation, y'all are both stable. I do think that you guys can be very successful in here. You got a wife, your children that you really want to be. I mean, let's not give no more time, right? You're retiring in the military, I'm assuming. Why would you give all that time away and then go back to give more time to somebody else? Same thing with your wife, right? Y'all can power couple this thing and build a whole. That's what me and my wife did, right? I got a bunch of cars on my name. I got a bunch of cars on her name. It's one business, right? One family, one business, and we're able to be successful that way. So those are the ways that you're going to be able to be successful rolling with us. So you are a qualified candidate, and I do know that we can bring you very much success. So before I get into exactly what we do, right, and how we can help you, what was the main thing that stood out to you most that made you want to book this call and say, "Hey, you know what? I feel like this guy can help me, right, and provide something of value to me." What was it that stood out? Because it's a lot to book a call, right? It's a lot to see something, hear the information, retain the information, go book a call, get automated messages, get hit up by staff to make sure that you're on point with your appointments, right? It's a lot. So what was the main thing that stood out to you the most that made you want to do this?
Honestly, the just the potential to make money doing something without having to go to work 9 to 5 every day, being away from the house. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've been in recruiting in the Air Force for the last 18 years.
Mm.
So, now granted, I did work a lot of hours, don't get me wrong, but I made my own schedule and I probably haven't worked consistently on a Friday for the last 5 years because I just don't like working on Fridays.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'd rather work. I'd rather, I know that's like a normal thing for some people where you work 4 10s instead of 5 8s, but I don't even like that. Like I just don't want a structured job. I don't want to have to get up, go sit in traffic every day at 7 o'clock in the morning and then fight rush hour at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I fucking hate it.
Yeah,
Living in the Dallas Fort Worth area, traffic is the bane of my existence. I never want to do it again.
it's rough,
Uh,
bro.
so, that was a big part of it for me is like, hey, there's potential to make money that you don't like it. Yeah, I'm not scared to work. Don't get me wrong. And it may be more than 40 hours a week, no matter what it is. Like I want to start my business back up. And I probably worked 40 hours a week while I was still working 30, 40 hours a week in the Air Force. Like, I'm not afraid to
You're
work.
grinding,
I
bro.
just
Go
don't
get it.
want the structured have to, and report to someone else and my success or failure doesn't really matter. I'm going to watch, you know, Joe Smith over here fuck off all day and get the same paycheck that I'm getting when I'm
Exactly.
busting my ass. Like, no, if I'm going to bust my ass, I want to get rewarded for it, right? I can slack off and make a paycheck. That's fine. But I don't want that. I want like I think it was you I was talking to on the chat. Maybe it was Jeremy, but I'm kind of an entrepreneur at heart. Like I like to work for myself. I want my own success to be based off my own efforts, like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
whenever
love
when you and Jeremy were talking about, the potential for like to me it kind of sounds like there's no limit. Like if you want to make more money, you just buy more cars. Um, and like,
it.
man,
That's one of the main things on how we're so successful, right? Like you can know exactly what's going on in your business so that you can make those adjustments and you can be okay. Numbers don't lie. Like I was saying, right? 6 cars, I'm making 6K a month. Okay, I'll get 10 cars. Okay, now I'm making about 10 to 12K a month. Okay, 15 cars. Now I'm only kind of making literally the same. Maybe 15 is the number where I need to stop at. Like you are the business owner and you're able to make those adjustments and you know what I mean? Like, be successful in your own business. And I think it's going to be great. I'm gonna share my screen with you for a second. Um, like I said, and I'm gonna basically give you everything that we do, what we can do to help you to see if this makes sense for you. And if it does, let's move forward. Let's bring you that financial freedom that you're looking for. Like you said, fuck the traffic, fuck a job, fuck somebody else's shit. You're already an entrepreneur. You already have that mindset of, running shit. So let's run shit on our own time and our own terms, right? Let me ask you a question. Are you a part of this community?
I joined like the free community. I've been posting and stuff.
Perfect. So obviously this is the free community. This is going to be your bread and butter, right? It's where you'll be able to ask questions. You'll be able to see other people's responses and be able to communicate with other members in the community, including myself. There's certain sections that are right here that are kind of laid out pretty, sauce and game. Go there if you want to get some sauce. Introduce yourself to people, right? There's another part that says questions, what kind of mindset you need to have, right? All that's self-explanatory. But your bread and butter is going to be this classroom. I'm gonna be real. The way we've been able to help so many clients, right, and how we have over 400 successful students is because we literally build your business from scratch. What does that mean? We start with credit optimization. If your credit isn't where it needs to be to get funding from lenders, then it's not in a position that's going to benefit you at all. Nobody goes to the clubs or the bars or out with their friends and brags, oh, I got an 800 credit score, or I got an 810. No, but if you were the guy that's saying, hey, this is my business, this is my bar you guys are in, that's the winning thing. And business owners, that's what you need to have a credit score to do, right? So we optimize and repair your credit to be in a fundable position. We get you your first 50K in business funding. And then from there, we build out your Turo fleet. We're going to teach you how to properly structure your LLC. This is going to be something that's not done for you. You have to do this part on your own, right? But there's a live call that I did here with the class, with the students, right? That's going to teach you step by step on how to create the LLC the proper way. Everybody can have an LLC. They probably already have LLCs. You may have one already, but it's probably not structured properly for funding. The only reason you should open an LLC and build an LLC is to get capital from a bank, because you're a business now, so that you can go make money in your business. That the banks, believe it or not, want to give businesses money. That's what they want to do. Why? Because they get interest, right? They get money from you, from you operating. So structuring them the right way is the ultimate play. I can't say that yours are, do you have an LLC currently?
No, I don't. I just did a sole proprietorship.
Okay, perfect. So you're solid. You don't have to amend anything or anything like that. Yet leverage this training. Use this. It's literally step by step. I do it live. All you have to do is copy and paste. You can literally have it up on your computer and do it on your phone while it's going on, or vice versa. I'm going to teach you how to properly structure LLC. Not only do we do your credit optimization and repair for you, but I give you all the game right here. You never have to pay for credit repair or credit optimization ever again. This is the game that you give to your family, your friends, people you care about, your children. This is what takes them out of the rat race. This is what gets them out of the 9-to-5. The people are successful because they have good credit and they have capital. We teach you how to do this while we do it for you, right? So you're going to have this for a lifetime. This is the stuff that you give to your kids, right? This is what I teach my kids. I want my kids to have great credit. I don't want my kids to go to the military, railroad, or work for AT&T. I want them to own businesses. Steve Jobs is gone, right? Elon Musk is going to go one day. These high-powered people are going to leave. I want my kids to be that next person. I want my kids to be that. So it's super valuable, bro. And like I said, you'll never have to pay for this kind of stuff ever again. The business and funding, like I told you earlier, we get you your first 50K in capital. There's no fees on that. We can get up to 250K on the personal and business side. I told my assistant to set you up a 250K funding goal. So our goal is to push for more. It's up to you if you decide to reach for further than 50K, right? There are service fees on that 50K, but it comes from the funding itself. So say it's 10%. And say we get you 200,000. The first 50K was yours. Operate your business, but you may want to do Turo, real estate, Airbnb, a lot of other things. Or you may already currently have a business that you do now that you're trying to grow and scale with that capital. So I never tell somebody not to move forward with more funding. I just know 50K is what I use just for Turo. I do wish I had a little more, but that's how I was really, I was able to level up with that, right? But if you do get 200K, right? The 50K was yours. Say it's 10%. Of that additional 150, you'll pay 10%. So 15,000 is what you'll pay because the 50K was free. That's like, if I could go to the blackjack table and drop 15,000, right, and get 185K back, I would do it all day long. That's a gamble that I would take, right? Especially if it's not my money. This is the bank's money. We're getting the bank's money for you to do these things. And you understand how credit works. You're going to carry that balance, right? But the amount of money and capital that you have to grow, scale your business, to make the money back, it's inevitable, right? So that's that. This is the six-figure Turo power play. This is literally the blueprint on Turo. If you follow this blueprint, you will be successful. You're going to touch six figures on and off the platform. I teach you everything there is to know about Turo, from the mindset you need to have, why the credit optimization and funding is important, why the LLC needs to be structured properly so you can put the vehicles in the business name, how to properly research your market, the vehicle insurance. That way your asset is protected and you can keep making money from that asset, how to acquire the vehicles. If you have a hard problem or you hate going to the dealerships to buy vehicles, I got a vehicle dealer connect who can ship vehicles anywhere in the country. And his one goal is to beat the competitor's price. So if you find a vehicle down the road and it's $30,000 for a Dodge Charger, he could probably find that same Dodge Charger and include the shipping to you, and it'd probably be $28,000, $25,000. His one goal is to beat the competitors and win. So I've added that to make the vehicle purchase process easy for my clients, right?
Okay.
We teach you how to list the vehicle, how to create content and market your product, because you're going to have a rental car business. You need to have people in the seat. The pickup and drop off procedures, how to properly clean your vehicle so you win the cleaning violations, vehicle check-in and check-outs. And the biggest thing I want to highlight right here is the automations. So I've figured out a way through strategic messaging to make this thing about 95% passive. I got 30 vehicles. I never see them. I got 10 in Las Vegas. I got 10 in North Carolina. I got 7 in Shreveport. I got 5 out here in Florida with me, right? So my goal was to not have go from a 9 to 5 to another 9 to 5, even though it was my own 9 to 5, my own business. I didn't want to be as tied to it, especially if I knew I was taking on students and mentees. That way I can make you guys more successful. So I figured out how to do it. It's about 95% passive. The training is here. You can copy and paste. I even got the PDFs here that you can put into your Turo business. If you follow this, it's going to be pretty damn automated. There's going to be slight things that you do have to cover down on, but for the most part, the messages hit the clients that are renting your vehicles in a way where it comes from a business, and they usually do what they're told unless they want to pay extra money. So this thing's automated. Have you heard of the saying, you don't want your eggs in one basket? I know you've heard of that.
Right. Yeah.
So I not only teach you how to touch six figures on the platform, I also teach you how to touch six figures off the platform. Right here, I teach you how to run a private rental business. I empower you with private rent contracts and rent to own. Rent to own is just like it sounds. You become the dealership. You are in complete control of your vehicle, your pricing. A contract protects you. And obviously, if major issues arise, you can use that contract to go to court. You're going to change these contracts to your name, your logo, your prices, and your standards. But this is the blueprint. This is the starting steps to make sure that you are successful doing it. I got a Tesla. My car note's like $730, and they pay me $1,500 a month. They don't have good credit, but I double up on every single vehicle, and I get 100% of the profits because I'm running private rental and rent to own. I don't even rock with, I have minimal cars on Turo just to keep my ratings and things like that. But this is the play because you get 100% of the profits rather than 90%. So I teach you how to make money off the platform. If you got an asset, let's make money off of it. Don't have it sitting outside. You know what I mean? Let's make money from it. That's what it's for. And then right here is all the bonus content I give every week. I try to drop in and give some value, give some game and tricks and tips and things that I'm doing. So I drop them in here every kind of like every week, every month, whenever I really feel like it. When my schedule's super crazy right now. I got a lot of clients, right? So I haven't been able to. That's there for you guys, but I'm hands-on with you guys throughout your Discord channel. So you follow that blueprint, you're going to win. You're going to be successful on Turo. This is the Vehicle Dealer Connect I was talking about. You can click that, watch that, get with him. He'll ship your vehicles. And then here's marketing. So the two biggest things to a successful business is sales and marketing. I'm going to teach you sales right here. I'm going to give you a product to sell to make money from. You already know I'm going to get your credit right and get you capital. But I'm also going to teach you how to run marketing. I've teamed up with my marketing partner, Tyler, and he's going to teach you guys marketing. This can go for any business. It doesn't have to be Turo. You could already be doing something. If you follow these marketing tips, you will get clients and you will make money. This cuts out having to pay a marketing agency those high retainers, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month plus ad spend just to make the same money back. We're going to give you the marketing game. That way you can market your product and be successful. I felt like adding that value to this was going to bring ultimate success for clients, and obviously it has, because we have over 400 students that are doing our stuff, right? That alone, I would say is pretty valuable. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, marketing makes the world go around. I mean, in recruiting, we're sales, right? And that's marketing's a huge part of it.
For sure. So, I obviously thought that was valuable, right? Been able to get a lot of people rich with this, just because of the fact of credit and funding, right? Yeah, I can get you rich in funding. A lot of people go to work every day for a year and they make maybe 50, 60, $80,000 a year. I can get you that in one day through credit, right? So
Right.
I've let them achieve financial freedom. I thought that was pretty good, but I wanted to add more value. So what I did was I partnered up with a lot of affiliates and people that I'm in networks with to make it more valuable for you guys. I didn't only want to get people rich, I wanted to get them wealthy. And to be wealthy, you have to have multiple streams of income. So while you're doing all this, when we get you capital, you can also do these other mentorships, and they'll be 50% off if you move forward with us. So just by moving forward with Let's Go Hustle, you get everything else in here 50% off. So if you want to get into Airbnb, if you want real estate, if you want to learn how to do day trading and get in the stock market, if you want to sell high ticket online, create content, to be a content creator, getting paid from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, things like that. If you want a podcast and turn a podcast to profits, them clients are making 10, 20K a month just by podcasting. We got those connections and you get 50% off of that. We teach you how to outsource VAs into your business so you don't have to worry about the admin stuff. I'll be honest with you. You hit me up in school, you hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you're talking to a VA. It's rarely that it's me. But when you're a mentee, you get inner circle access, so you're going to get access to the private Discord channel. That'll be me. That's the hands-on, and that's the difference between you being a student and everybody else on the internet in the world, right? But
Right.
we're going to teach you how to do that. You ain't got to worry about the admin stuff. You can be a business owner and grow your business. We got the tax loopholes for small businesses and entrepreneurs. This will help you at the end of the year. And we can even build you an Amazon storefront from start to finish. They're making 200K a month, just having their own Amazon store. This isn't drop shipping. This isn't e-commerce. This is your Amazon warehouse full of product that gets shipped out from Amazon clientele. That's how this is worked. That is a big ticket. I'm not going to lie. It is like a $50,000 product. But you're going to have the capital to do it and you get it 50% off. So it's only going to cost you 25,000. You'll probably make 100K depending on your product in your first month. So that's life changing to a lot of people. We have live calls every week, and you can catch them right here in the call recordings if you miss them, and you launch them calls right here in the calendar. That's what we offer. That's how we're so successful. That's how we win. If you're in here, you said you were. I mean, if you go to the win section, it's just win after win after win. We literally, we're in here changing lives, and you can read it. I don't have to. This is not a selling point for me or something that makes me gain clientele because your guys are in there. You can see it. Here's 60 points in one day. Account removed, and he got a 60 point. He's actually one of our partners. He's in our system as well. He got a 60 point increase in one day. This client looks like they woke up in the 700s plus 74 points just going through our credit optimization, right? Here's a 30K approval for a client. That's in one day. Here's a 50K approval for a client. This is in one day through Chase. And there's another one over here, 25K from Navy Fed. Here's an 80K approval for a client in our system as well, one day. These are the type of results that we get for our clients because we want you guys to win. And like I said, you can scroll through it. It's win after win after win. Turo wins. Turo booking wins. Here's Jeremy that we spoke to you, right? This is on his Tesla. I think his car note's like 520. This is one trip for 10 days, and he's gonna make seven. He's gonna make five. His notes covered already in 10 days, right? And he still has another 21 days in the month. He's definitely gonna profit. And like I said, it's just multiple wins. Inquiry White, Morgan Bond, she's also an Allegiant vet. As you can see here, transitioning out of the Air Force. Jeremy House, you already know him, proud veteran. Isaiah Mitchell, he's also he's a veteran as well. We love working with you guys because we know how proactive you are, how much action you take, and how successful you can be. So how does everything sound to you?
I mean, it sounds like you offer pretty legit service. Um, I guess, before I got on your website yesterday, like just listening, through the call while you guys were on, I was thinking like, hey, just Turo, right? Like that's what piqued my interest. And obviously I can tell that you offer much more than Turo. You're not just the Turo expert. So you have this whole service and classroom and uh, education type stuff that you're offering. So, I mean, that all sounds pretty cool. Um, but like I said, Turo was really the main thing that piqued my interest. That's what's been running through my brain for since the meeting yesterday, I guess.
Mhm. So
Um,
maybe more on the only Turo side or the whole aspect of everything. I'll be honest with you, the aspect of everything is what brings the most success. Um,
right.
and obviously, by you speaking on what you just said, that probably concerns you about the price because there's so much to offer. Am I correct?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't even know what the price is, but um, I guess so. My initial takeaway from the meeting yesterday is like, hey, start a Turo business. You'll make, like you said, if I got 6 cars, I make 6 grand a month. I have 10 cars, I make 10 grand a month. Like, okay, so I'm thinking like, oh, there's a business right there. Um, but now that you've got all these other things going on, and honestly, probably tons of great things to teach people or educate people on stuff. But then it's like, okay, well, is Turo not that marketable? Is it not that great? And we have to do all these other things like right from the get go, or does someone, you know, take all your instruction and start a Turo business, get going, and then start, like I know Jeremy was talking about his private rental business. Like, did he start throwing that in after he was making a little bit of money with Turo, or or do you have to do all these other things like right from the get go before start making a good income, I guess. And when I say good income, I mean like 100K a year would be doable.
No, so I'll be honest with you. I offer those things because I'm already doing those things. I'm an
Yeah.
entrepreneur that does those. So if I give you game on something that, if I don't give you the game on something that I'm doing to be more wealthy, right? Then I'm being a gatekeeper. Like I was saying when I was explaining what we do, I'll get you rich with everything that I already offer. But this is how you become wealthy. You don't have to do Airbnb, real estate, or any of that. But why would you not want multiple streams of income if I got
Right.
the same blueprint that I'm going to give you on Turo, that these entrepreneurs will also give you the same blueprint? The Airbnb comes with your first property. That's an automatic win off investment. I gave my Airbnb before I became a partner with them, right? I gave them 5,000, but I didn't care about the course material. I was going to do it my own way anyway. But I learned the stuff that I struggle with, but it came with my first unit. I wasn't caring about, I'm going to make the money back.
Right.
So that's the difference in those just make you wealthy. I touched 6 figures on the Turo platform in less than 6 months. The highest ranking you can make in less than 6 months. And I wanted to grow more. As a business owner, you should want to grow more. Why would you only stay on Turo and let them take 10% from you forever when you could, damn, okay, now I learned private rental. Now I learned rent to own. That's called growing and scaling and not being content with where I'm at. So I give that as just more value. It's more on
Yeah.
the lines of that. You don't need them at all. No, like I said, I've touched on and off the platform 6 figures from both aspects of things, but um providing you the most valuable, providing you the most bang for your buck is the goal. And that's what we offer. That's what we do. You don't have to do those things at all. You're gonna get rich off of Turo. You're gonna get rich from having credit
And it's
and
not that I'm opposed to all that other stuff. I just don't want to be overwhelmed trying to do too much at once. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Uh,
well, yeah, no, I understand that totally. You don't have to move forward on those at all. They just come with it. It's just a part of like, hey, if you want to do this, you get 50% off doing so. But you don't have to, you don't even have to move forward with them other people. You may not want to do Airbnb. You may not want to do, get you your first real estate property. I mean, I have properties and I love it. I got a house back home and I get 3K every month for it. You know what I mean? It's a VA home loan. My mortgage is only like 1,100. So I,
mhm.
I, I like the additional, you know what I mean? I got a super big house here. I'm paying a lot of money. So why would I not have something to have somebody else pay for my lifestyle? That's the goal.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What questions do you have for me?
Well, honestly, I do have a few questions. Maybe just specifically drilling in on Turo rather than like the whole program that you offer.
Mhm.
Because with your program, like obviously, I would imagine I would start with Turo. So like I have just because I don't know anything about it. Like I said yesterday, I don't know anything about the world or the industry of Turo. So just some questions that came off the top of my head, and you've briefly mentioned a couple of them. One of like like insurance. Like I know you mentioned like you could do it through the LLC, you could do it through personal. Like maybe I think you mentioned or Jeremy mentioned doing it through Turo itself. But like what does that look like? Because like I know insurance on my own personal car is almost $200 a month, and it's like, well, if I've got 6 cars that are all 200 or $250 a month, now I'm at $1,000, $1,500 a month in insurance, and if I'm, all that stuff starts cutting into you say you make $1,000 a month on a car, well, that turns into 750 a car, and then 600 a car, and then 500 a car. I guess I just curious about that, like if you okay, let's say for instance you mentioned at a minimum you make $1,000 a car. What are you actually getting
That's
on that
after
by the time?
expenses.
Oh, that's after the
I'm
insurance,
giving
after
I'm giving you after my expenses in those. Like you can make 1 to 3,000 per car. Where I
yeah,
was at in my market with the vehicles that I had, it was about 1,000 per car for me. You know what I mean?
yeah,
To answer your insurance question, that's uh you do it through Turo. I teach you how to do private, commercial insurance and things like that. But Turo already provides your insurance when it's on a trip, right? Well, they now added tent, which gives you insurance while it's off a trip. That means if your staff is driving it to, a location or airport, if you're driving it down to the car wash to get it clean for the next one because the guest didn't do it, didn't follow the automations or whatever it may be, they offer off trip insurance. It's $89 a month. And it doesn't matter the car. You do have a
yeah,
higher deductible, but I've never used the deductible through Turo unless it's on my high dollar cars. Like my Range Rover, I had it on the 75% plan, which means I get 75% of the profits. They get 25% of the profits, but my deductible is only 250 if something happens. Well, my Range Rover got totaled. So guess what? I paid $250 to pay off a $70,000 Range Rover, and it was on my business credit. So now my business credit just skyrocketed through the roof, gap
yeah.
cut the rest, and we were good to go. So that and that stuff that obviously throughout that mentor, you're going to learn that throughout the mentorship. That's what I teach you. But in a nutshell, just to answer your question here, we use Turo and we use Tint. You can always use your personal if you feel more comfortable with the personal. I don't force anybody to do anything, but I will tell you the most lucrative ways and the ways that I've done it because I've been successful doing it. I'm the best in the business when it comes to Turo. So I'm going to teach you my ways because I'm the best in the business. I can't teach you somebody else's ways because I don't know the success that they've had. I don't know that every vehicle that I've had, every claim I've submitted for the vehicles have all been granted. My Range Rover was paid off. My Tesla always if someone depletes the battery, I get a new battery. I don't pay a dime. Like it, that. So I teach you my
Yeah.
way.
Gotcha. So then I think we froze. Oh, there you are. So then even like maintenance and stuff, you'd kind of just like I know you said you don't ever see your cars, but if I was just starting out, like car needs oil change every few thousand miles. Like if I'm here local with 6 cars, then I just kind of manage them myself, take them over to Take 5 and
Yep,
then just in between trips kind of thing.
that's exactly how I did it. Yes, sir. You got to keep up with your maintenance, right? So the goal is to make connections with people, friends, family. If I had a good connection at Take 5 actually, or Valvoline, one of them. Regardless, it was like they give you military discounts, and their deals be like 25% off at those little pop up
Yeah.
oil change shops. I would just take it there. When the oil light would come on, I would take it there, get the oil changed, and put it back on the road. It's like literally 10, well, depending, 20 minutes of your day. Okay, I
Right.
know that car has been about, 8,000 miles, whatever it may be. I need to go get the oil change. I get the oil change, I put it back on the road. I didn't even have to cancel trips to do that. Literally, because
Yeah.
it's not that long. I would just plan, okay, it comes back on Friday, it goes out again on Sunday. I'm gonna get the oil changed on Saturday. Boom, and then they're good to go. And those are gonna
You
come.
just run them through like after a trip, you run them through one of those car washes where they vacuum the
Yep,
inside and all that stuff, so you don't have to
yep.
mess with it.
Yep, quick car washes, just the express. That's all these clients are looking for. They're not looking for a waxed and buff car. Run it through the
Right.
express, hit it with a vacuum, it's good to go. That's all they're looking for. These clients just need transportation. They
Yeah.
don't care about styling and profiling unless you got your exotic, like my high dollar vehicles on there. Of course, I made them look really good because they probably want those for events or
Right.
homecoming or prom or whatever it may be. So those obviously I take better care of. You know what I mean? I make sure that I call somebody to come do it. I don't want scratches on the paint and stuff from the automatic wash. But yeah, that's exactly how, and I teach you that as well. But that is the play. And those pop up, like you said, the quick little drive-through car washes, multiple cars, you get a fleet discount. So I think at one point I had like 20 cars on the car wash thing, or maybe it wasn't 20, it was probably about 15 or 17 cars. And I was paying like $320 a month for all the cars. So it's like, you know what I mean? That's a win. And then I made it easier on the clients with the automations. My car wash was right next to the place that I wanted to store my cars. So boom, they would, after their trip, wash it through, clean it, vacuum it, put it in there. It's ready for the next trip. I lock it from my mobile app. When I get over there to check it out, I check it out, or I just have my runner check it out for me. Like, it's super dope, bro. It's super dope, super easy. You can just drive around these cars for free. That's the biggest thing. I bought cars that I never imagined seeing myself in, Teslas and Corvettes and, you know, Hellcats and Trackhawks and things that I'm like, damn, okay. I never saw myself in these.
Well, so to that point, because of just daydreaming about it, right? It's like, okay, well, I don't want to drive my $30,000 Mercedes. I want to drive the $100,000 Mercedes. It's like, okay, well, I don't even need to own a car. If I got a business that owns 10 cars, I don't even need to own a car. Does it kind of work like that? You mess with your own cars, or do you keep them out on the road?
No, I if it's available, I'll drive it, especially if it's like my GLE, I'll drive it if it's not on a trip. You know what I mean? McLarens and Urus and stuff like that, Huracan, they're not on a trip, I'll drive them because they're mine anyway. Well, they're the businesses, but they're still mine.
Right.
I'm PG in it. So if it's not rented out, I'm pushing it, you know. Somebody else is paying for it because all the other cars make so much money anyway. Like I just don't have to rent it out, you know, like I can be like, okay, I won't rent it out. Or like, for example, the Urus goes for like, I think we just dropped it. It's like $899 a day. I'm only going to get an $899 a day client in that. I'm not going to get a piece of shit client in there. Right. I'm targeting my audience on them high dollar cars. You're not going to just pay $200 and mess my Urus up, but I teach you how to do that as well in there. Target your audience. Like it's some value, bro. It's some value.
Yeah. And then like I rented a car from Turo once, or actually a couple times, but like it was just this dude's car. I drove to his house, pulled it out of his driveway, brought it back to his house. Like that's all he probably had to worry about. He was just trying to make grocery money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you got several cars, if I like at my house, if I don't have anywhere to put them and they're not being rented out, no one's got them this week. If I've got 4 extra cars, like did you ever see a point where you had to like rent a lot or even a storage unit like to park cars in, or did you just kind of leave them randomly around town and hope they didn't get fucked with?
No, what I did was I left them at the grocery store. It was pretty convenient where I was at my location. So my neighborhood was here, across the street, like out of the neighborhood, not across the street, but out of the neighborhood, across the street, there was a car wash. Also was Kroger's, a grocery store. So all my cars, I just put them at Kroger's. I didn't put them like in parking order with signs or anything. You can't do that and solicit, but I just had them over there at the Kroger grocery store. Nobody batted an eye. Nobody said a thing. Nobody cared. And people don't, and I lived in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's hood, bro. The demographics, it's fucked up. It's hood. And not one person ever fucked with my shit, ever stole my shit, nothing. Even if they knew the operation, they didn't. But 9 times out of 10, people don't know the operation. Plus my messages that I send out say, it's in a way where it's strategic, as if it kind of scares them, but protects you. It'll be like, keep in mind that you're protected at all times through our security systems that we have. There ain't no cameras up there, but I told them motherfuckers that, and you guys put that in your automations. So somebody's gonna be like, damn, this is a business. They got cameras. I'm not gonna fuck with that shit. So even if they rent from you, pick up there, and they know that's your spot, they're still not gonna. They know, you know what I mean? And you got the trackers and everything. So wasn't a lot of my thing in Shreveport was people doing fucked up shit and my shit getting impounded and I have to go get it out. They have to pay for it, but I have to go get it out because they're running from the police or selling drugs or doing whatever they're doing in the cars. That was my main thing in Shreveport. Only one person has tried to steal a car, and he wasn't even a renter or nothing. He was a homeless guy. Seen the keys in there. He thought it was like his blessing from God, and he took the car. But I had a tracker. I went to it. He went to Enterprise. his story was like, I was just returning it for you. And I'm like, no, bro, I'm the business. Like, this isn't Enterprise's car. This is my car. And I guess he, but that was it. I tracked it, went right to it, called the police. I was like, bro, this dude is crazy. He needs to be in a home. Like, don't push charges. Just put him in there. You got something, Michelle?
Yeah, and I was just gonna say also, we're gonna teach you to market research your area, so you're picking cars that are gonna stay booked. So even at the time that he had, 36 cars all in Shreveport before we sent him out on all these different places, always booked. I mean, worst case scenario, we may have had five at the house. You know what I mean? Because it was like a slow weekend. But
Yeah.
five out of 30 something vehicles is still very minimal. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you're getting the cars that are going to stay booked in your area, in Vegas is, that's like a party area. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't have
Yeah.
an issue with the storage because they're going to be gone.
Yeah. And I got a crazy appreciate that, Michelle. I actually have a crazy power host out there. It's like he's one of my partners. I mean, you're in a spot to where you can't fail, bro. Like your market is great. And if you feel like it ain't for you, all you have to do is ship the cars to my partner. He'll pay your note. You know what I mean? Like, and he'll run the business. That's what he does. Like he's got 180 something cars for a reason. You know what I mean? I didn't ship cars or get away from Turo at 36 cars because Turo wasn't working. I got away from Turo so I could focus on mentees and teaching you guys how to do it. If I can cash flow these over here, cash flow them over there, cash flow these over here, what do I need to do the business for? Of course, I won't make the money I was making when I was running it because I gotta work with them so they can make money as well and I gotta take lower payments on like, okay, but they're paying the car notes and cash flowing me. I can't complain. Um, and it allows me to have time for you guys. If I was running a 30 car rental car business, I would probably only be doing that because I was making a lot of money doing that. But I was like, man, it's bigger out here. I got a purpose. I've learned something. I've figured out the game to something. Now I need to teach it so that other people can enjoy the same lifestyle.
Yeah. Okay. So I know a lot of this. I have one more question. I know a lot of this probably be like part of your program and all the information you provide there and the training and education, but just as a quick, like a brief answer, I guess, if say you get $100,000 in funding, right, for your business, for the LLC, and that's what you use to buy cars and initially pay, like, I don't know, insurance and like, I don't know, just get everything going, like registration and shit, I guess. Are you
You don't buy cars with the credit. You don't buy cars with the funding because that might answer your question before you even keep going.
okay?
You don't buy your cars with the funding. The funding is your capital to keep your business growing and thriving. We're going to optimize your credit profile and structure the LLC so that you leverage your credit to buy the vehicles and put them in the LLC's name. You're going to PG the loans as the personal guarantor.
Okay.
That way
So you're just
that way the debt don't get attached to you. The money is yours to do whatever you want with. We just want to make sure that you're successful doing it. And we hope you go for more than 50 so we can get our percentage and I keep my business going, We hope people want more than 50. I can't force nobody. I don't want to put anybody in debt.
right.
We hope you get 200,000. Now I make a paycheck, you know what I mean?
Sure. Now that makes, so you're saying, so say I got 200 grand in funding, I'm getting cars through my LLC's credit. I'm just financing them just like a person does. That business is financing a car.
Mm-hmm.
And that 200 grand I'm keeping to pay the monthly car note or just to keep myself going until I start getting the paycheck.
You keep that for them off months, bro. Like you keep that for times where like maybe 3 of your cars are wrecked. You know what I mean? And you gotta still pay those notes while they're getting fixed or whatever. So you liquidate the funds, you use the credit. Okay, let me pay this note, bro. That's like my backup or maintenance. Say you don't want to use your profits. If you just profited, 10,000, but you want to, man, if I put a paint job on this and I put some, rims on this, shit, it might book more, That's what that capital is for. If your Tesla cracks a rim and it's a $700 rim fix and it goes to the Tesla shop and it's going to be there for a month. I mean, that's what that capital is for. Now you use the credit to get the vehicle right back on the road as quick as possible. Never use your profits. That's what you use the capital for, to keep going. To keep. That's why I always tell people, go for the most you can get. I mean, it's free money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's technically free money. It's not I get it. If you spend it, you got to pay it and all that. But it's the bank giving you capital to go run a business. If you use the money that you get from the bank to put into a business to make the money back, you win. People get in credit card debt because they buy dumb shit with it. They spend their credit card on medical bills, dumb, vacations, dumb, or a Rolex, dumb. You can't get money back from that. So why use your credit for that? You use your credit to make more money. And that's what you'll learn that throughout the, mentorship as well. We're doing most of that.
So with that funding, do you pay it back out of itself, like monthly? That way you're not like, I can't go get a $200,000 loan and then have a $5,000-$6,000 a month payment coming out of my checking account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just use that money itself to pay it back as you go till you make more?
Or what I do is I just pay my minimums until I get like a big bag, right? Like I might have a great month. My minimum might be, I might owe, 3,000 on the card, 20K limit. I owe 3,000. My payment's 180. I just pay my minimum payment every month, right? But when I have a good month, damn, we made 10,000 this month. I might pay the card off. That's called leveraging your credit. That's how you leverage it to make it make sense. In the credit world, all you got to do is pay your minimums to be in good standings. Obviously, you can't max your cards out, but as a business owner, my utilization stays through the roof. I'm a business owner. I spend 20K a month in ads. I spend 20K a month in, there's a lot of expenses that I have. So my credit cards be up here, but I might make 20K tomorrow and pay it back down. You're a business owner at this point. It's not like, let me worry about my personal and make sure my usage is always perfect. It ain't about that. It's about operating a business. You might want to put a whole bunch of money into your business for it to make a whole bunch of money back.
Okay. So it kind of just maybe something clicked for me, but when you're talking about the business funding, say like, okay, let's just keep rolling with that 200 grand. We're not going to a bank and asking for a $200,000 loan. We're going to, like you showed me earlier, that person went to Navy Federal, got 20 grand. This other one went to USAA, got 15 grand. So we're just getting a bunch of like,
right. You're using our
loans.
lenders. Yeah, you're using our lenders to get you credit cards. It's not loans. Loans you have to pay back, and you got an interest rate and all that. We're using our lenders to get you access to credit lines of Amex, MasterCard, Navy Fed, Chase, Bank of America, Regions. You're getting access to credit because credit you don't have to pay back. It's there for when you need it.
Okay.
It's different than a loan. I would never get loans for you guys because now I'm messing up your finances. Like now you have a monthly payment of $480 that you have to pay. Yeah, we don't go that game.
Okay, that makes sense. So then because you talk about having the funding for, when you have an off month or whatever, but if you have an off month or 2 off months so you got to have, because you're not paying a car note. I'm not going to buy a car and then pay a car note with a credit card.
Right.
The funding. So
you can if you have to. If you have to, you can. On off months, you can do that.
Yeah. But if I say I bought a car tomorrow and threw it on Turo, I'm not making money tomorrow. I got a car note coming due next month. So I need to have a little bit of.
You're going to make money tomorrow. When you list that car, you're going to make money. It's going to book out. That's how Turo is. 100%. Doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter what car. It's going to rent out. My partner out here, Tyler, he put his Jeep Compass on. He's got like a 2015 or 20, whatever it is, Jeep Compass, because I basically gave him I didn't give him my Challenger, but you have the Challenger, pay the car note, and put your Jeep on Turo to make money to pay the car note on the Challenger. Like it's common sense. One car, at least if you got one on there, just let it pay for the car that you want to drive, And literally the day he put it on there, the next day he had a booking. If I could bring him on this call and let him tell you himself, I would. That's how Turo is. Their goal is to market your product so that people book your product. They want to make money. They're cut in on they don't want your car is going to be a waste sitting on the platform and not have no trips. They make money every booking. It doesn't matter whether they make either 25%, 20%, 15%, or 10%. They're still making money. So your car is going to book. We're not teaching you to go get, I don't tell anybody to go, hey, go get a G-Wagon right now and have a $2,500 note and struggle, like maybe your market can't afford the price that you're putting it at. I don't tell anybody that. I tell you, hey, go get 3, 4, 5 economy cars, put them on there for $30 or $40 a day because the payment on economy cars may be $300, $400 and make money.
Yeah.
I teach you guys how to make money. The goal isn't to, or if you want to drive your car for free, you get a bunch of those and then go get your dream car, let that pay for that. Or if you want to build a big rental car business, you get 10, economy cars, get about 5 to 10 luxury cars and get you about 5 exotics. Then now you're winning the game. Everything will book. That's how Turo works. That's why they're so successful. They're the biggest in the industry for a reason.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So then really the funding you talk about and offer and like, hey, if my goal is 200,000, that's literally just 200 grand in case I need it someday, but I may never even have to use it.
Correct. You may, yeah,
right?
you may never have to use it. We give you 50. You can have 50. There's no fees on it. You know what I mean? You won't have to, but it's mainly we'll get more for people who want, because if you get the 200K and you don't use it, you remember you got to pay that percentage of the extra that we get you. So you're automatically going to take maybe that $20,000 credit card, you put 2,000 on that one, 2,000 on it. So you're going to have a payment, it might be 60 or $70. And it'll be minimal payments, but you're going to have payments. So we want people to get the most whenever they're, hey, I'm about to get 10 cars. I'm about to get an Airbnb. My wife has a t-shirt business. We're about to market that. I sell supplements on the side. I'm going to market that. Like, that's for the people who are like, I'm about to operate. I'm about to go crazy and build a business. That's for that, because you're going to have a payment. But yeah, that's how that rolls. That's yours.
Okay, that makes sense. But that's all tied to the business, right? When you create the LLC, that's all in the business.
Correct. It's all business funding.
So I know we're coming up on an hour. I ain't trying to keep you all day, but just give me I already know what you're going to say because you're obviously already successful, but it's November, let's call it December. And I need to start like having some sort of income in May. Like, is that feasible? Like going the Turo route to start off? If I start off with a couple cars or I don't know, you start off with one and wait a month and then get 2 more and then wait 2 months and get 4 more. Like what's I know you said in 6 months. Oh, go ahead.
This is so for me personally, I only had 2 vehicles on there for the first 6 months of the year. That's it. And then I moved into private rental. So I made 13,000 just for the 6 months that my 2 vehicles were on there. And I only charge my vehicles like $60 a day. So I made quite a bit just off 2 vehicles. So yeah, if you scale it right, that's definitely feasible.
Yeah, that's, what is it right now? So December, January, February, March, April, May. You will, if you do what you're supposed to do, right? Like once you watch the mentorship, you're going to know, okay, damn, it's common sense. Then everything is the picture's going to paint as you're doing it. You're like, oh, damn, that's why. You follow the blueprint. You're probably going to get power hosts, if not all-star hosts, but for sure in the first couple months. And you're going to make money, bro. You get 5 cars. They market it on their website, man. If you got at least, I think it was like 5 cars or more, you're gonna make 6 figures or something like that. You can look on their website. They're selling you for a reason because they know they stand behind that. They know that they're gonna kill the game with all the rental cars. People travel. People come in from out of town for vacations. Right now is peak time to do it, bro. You think people ain't about to vacate wherever you're at in December, flying in? Yeah. Shit, I'd have jumped on it yesterday.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. I keep hearing beeping. Is that me or is that you?
Maybe me.
It's probably chats or something.
Yeah, my chats are going crazy. It's because I have another call. But I just put another assistant on it, so hopefully.
Oh, my bad. Well, I can let you get going. I mean, you answered a ton of my questions. Obviously, I know you got your service you're trying to sell, so like, give me the down and dirty on that, I guess, and let's see where we're at.